Hey, could you come over here for a second? I just wanted to have a little chat with you. I'm so sorry to take you away from the other two party members, but seeing as how they're fast asleep after eating twice their share of rations, I don't think they'll be missing you too much. But on to the important part. It's important, I promise. I wanted to talk to you a bit more about our mission before we enter this dungeon. Now, I know you might be scared, that's not an accusation. I'm just throwing out the possibility. But if you are, that's fine. Dungeons are a scary thing with traps and monsters and all sorts of weird things. But I've actually got some good news. You see, I talked to some of the rats by the entrance of the dungeon. Not in like a crazy person kind of way, more like a druid sort of way. I'm a druid, it's what we do. But anyways, I just gave them a bit of cheese, stroked their ego a bit, complimented how nice they were, and they essentially gave me the quick runaround on the dungeon's layout. We know where all the traps are, and even where all the treasure is. Basically, I've charted a path that can get us quickly and efficiently to the treasure while bypassing all the dangers and all the risks. And we get to wash ourselves in all the reward. Of course, I didn't just rely on their words. Well, Squeak's more like it, actually. So, I actually turned myself into a spider and did some of the scouting myself, just to confirm and see for myself. And I can guarantee you, everything they said is true. So, like I said, the route is safe and profitable. And while we are on the topic of profit, it gets me thinking, why should we split the loot with two other party members? I mean, the two of us have been best friends since forever, but we just met those two not too long ago. We've only really got a connection going on for each other. But what about them? Not so much, if you ask me. And they're not pulling their weight. I mean, overeating our rations aside, they're a bunch of burdens on us. Not performing their roles very well. I mean, take the scout, for instance. I already did that, so what's the point of the rogue? Not to mention, if there was a point, dwarves don't make very good rogues. Especially not one as clumsy as her. And as for the monk, come on, you know monks aren't useful. So let's just be real here. Why split the treasure with dead weight? We barely even know them. On the other hand, I'm useful. You're useful for my morale. And I know you like the back of my hand. You know what? I'll even give you a better share of the treasure. You can get 60 to my 40%. And think about the main reason we're here. You know the super special magical artifact that's rumored to be in this very dungeon? Well, rumored, quote unquote, but the rats mentioned it specifically. So I know it's there. How are we going to split that? How are we going to decide who gets it? That's going to be quite the issue considering how valuable it is. I mean, a chalice that can lengthen the user's lifespan? Super precious. Settling that problem of ownership is going to be more difficult than actually getting it. Especially for a reason the other two party members don't know. But since you're my good friend, good friend, I'll let you in on a little secret. See, I was talking to a tree around here earlier, like with the rats. It's a normal druid thing, not a crazy person sort of thing. But the main point here is that some of these trees are really old, and I mean old, like really old. Even old enough to have seen the creatures of the very artifact here in this dungeon, and know all about it. And the tree was willing to talk my pointy ears off about it when I told them that they're pretty even without flowers. So it turns out the artifact is single use. You can only use it once, and then it vanishes into nothingness. So it'll grant a couple of centuries to a person's lifespan, but after that it's gone. Which is why I think you should have it. I'm an elf. I already have such a long lifespan anyways. But you're the human here, the only one in the party. Your lifespan is so short, and you are my best friend. So don't you think you should be the one to have it? Now what do you say? Want to go in there? Snag that bad boy along with the rest of the treasure? Of course. And then walk out with the smuggest smile ever. Just the two of us. Now that's what I like to hear. Let's not waste any time. Come on, right this way. Okay, this is the place. See? It's got a pedestal and everything. It's all just like the tree said. A golden chalice, adorned with every kind of jewel. It looks pretty, doesn't it? It's a bit of a shame we can't sell it. After we're done with it, though. Maybe. Oh well, no use dwelling on it. Come on, no time to stare. There's no telling when those other two will wake up. And I'd like to avoid an awkward explanation. What's wrong? Why are you hesitating? Oh, I get it. You have a healthy sense of paranoia. Don't be ashamed, it's good. That serves you well. So I assume you're probably afraid that touching the chalice will take your soul and turn you into an extra jewel. Or turn you into a frog or something, right? I can understand why you'd hesitate to believe me. I mean, I know we've been friends forever. But it's still kind of sketchy, right? I'm just so generous and regretting your lifespan so much that I just have to give you this priceless artifact. I don't blame you for being suspicious. Greed can kill even the strongest bonds, but believe me, it can't kill what I have with you. It's not just about increasing your lifespan. You know that I want you to have this. I wouldn't do this for just any human. I was just thinking, well, I really, really love you. Not just as a friend, of course, more than that, but not just more than that even. I actually became a druid because, well, I loved you so much. It always pained me to be so far away from you. Nothing hurts more than the distance between us. If I'm sleeping in my room alone at night, for instance, I'm restless without you at my side. If I'm having a meal, it's tasteless without sharing it with you. So I thought, if only I could become something like a spider, then I could be with you all the time. I could be right on your shoulder as you sleep. I could be right on your ceiling looking down as you read, reading with you. If I can bear to take my eyes off you, I could always be with you and become a druid. Offered me that power and possibility. So that's what I did. And I really did all those things. Sleeping with you, reading with you. I can prove it, actually. You can ask me anything you like. Or you can even ask me what you were dreaming about. What you were mumbling a bit in your dreams. After all, it was honestly quite cute. I can answer all those things and much more. I love those things, activities with you. I wish I could do them forever. But there's just one problem. You'll die of old age, long before I will. So we won't have much time to spend together. Believe me, I'm not doing this whole thing out of generosity. I'm being selfish. I want more of the high that I get when I'm around you. So, will you at least believe that I'm not tricking you? The chalice isn't going to steal your soul or turn you into a frog or anything. It's not cursed, I promise. So will you do as I say and grip the chalice? Thank you. Now just keep doing that. Keep gripping it. Good, let me just put in these two hairs. Nice. Just like the tree said, The hairs dissolve and the cup becomes filled with a clear liquid. Okay, now, drink it. After that, it'll be done, and you'll have the lifespan of a few centuries longer. Then the chalice will vanish. Like I said, shame we can't sell it, but your life matters more to me than that. We can just tell the other two we never found it. But enough of that. Go on, drink. How did it taste? My tongue felt all the sweeter just watching you. That's interesting to hear. Now, come on, let's head back. No telling when those two will wake up. What's the matter? Did you want to ask me something? Oh, you wanted to know whose hair I put into the cup. Well, I guess I can tell you. You already drank it after all. They were hairs from each of our two party members. The tree told me all about it, in vivid detail. You put up to 2 hairs into the chalice, one each for a long-living race. Like dwarves, then the chalice takes off a century or two from the victims. It turns into that liquid life and liquid immortality. Which, fortunately for us, was you. If we're lucky, those two won't even notice what happened to them. The tree said they don't visibly age. I know. I said the chalice wasn't cursed, but I don't think this really counts as a curse, to be honest. After all, who cares about those two? We barely know them. They're practically strangers. They're worthless to us. Not like the two of us. We're so close. I swear our heartbeats are in sync sometimes. I can tell yours is beating as fast as mine. That's the sort of connection we get from each other. Though, even if you weren't always aware of it. And now that you live as long as an elf can, we can spend more time together. I'm drooling just thinking about it. What should we read next? What dream will you mumble about next? I hope it's about me this time. I almost feel guilty feeling this happy about it. Almost. I'm not one to feel guilty. Especially not over something like this. I didn't do anything wrong. Those other two don't matter. You're the only one who matters to me. All the gods of all the religions are not as holy as you. I'd sacrifice the entire world and all that is to benefit you. So if we're just talking about those two, I'll sacrifice them in a heartbeat. Now come on, let's head back already. You were mumbling about how you wanted to finish that book, and I know you finished on a cliffhanger. Hello everybody, this is the Man of Culture. It's very nice to see you guys again. I know I haven't uploaded in a week. This script is brought to you by YonCon. You can find them on Reddit, and I think they have a YouTube channel, I'm not sure, but yeah, go check them out, they're pretty cool, and their script is phenomenal.